TFP is an urban sanctuary where people can come and unwind from the everyday and work, rest, play, train, and focus on self.
I'm Caroline Choker, interior designer.
And I'm Vince Alafaci, architect.
And we are the co-founders at ACME. Damien Cavalucci from Cavcorp caught up with us and discussed creating a luxury wellness precinct in Brisbane. He wanted to really challenge the health club industry and what a gym could be, and basically wanted to bring world-class performance training mixed with holistic recovery and spa indulgence all into one precinct.
So when we actually design the precinct, we think about places where you live longer and better, like Sardinia in Italy, and it's actually called the Blue Zone with the most number of centurions, and they base it back to the way they live, their community and their diet. So we tried in making our buildings a Blue Zone. And a Blue Zone building is a building that has all the amenity and features to make you live longer and healthier and happier. It's something that we really strive to. The building and the community has a life to it and an atmosphere that creates an amazing living outcome.
So Damien approached us and he had his vision for the precinct, and part of that precinct was developing the master plan for the courtyard, the piazza, in which all of his buildings surround. And so then his vision was to transform that into the TFP experience. And part of that experience was that anybody visiting the precinct would then come into that courtyard and would be guided into the TFP building. And once you arrive in the building, the central focus of the piazza is the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is the fundamental principle of the way that this project expanded and evolved, and it occurs at a really interesting point of the building where the building kinks in two directions. That forms the edges of the piazza, but it also forms the internal light well to the building. And the oculus has been designed so that it has reflective surface that captures light throughout the whole day and brings natural light down and permeates all the way through to the piazza level.
On the ground floor, you have some communal spaces where people can work from. We often see people gathering here throughout the day to work on projects or have meetings. Also on this floor is the spa indulgence and medical recovery. It's not just about health and training now, it's about people resetting their nervous system, people wanting to restore their emotional balance. So it was a really exciting project where everything was going to be under one building. As you ascend, you have the 2 levels of training. On those 2 levels, there is the altitude training and the high-level performance equipment. And through the multi-level building, they get to ascend and have all these different experiences within the one space, and different zones help them to be able to either train, relax, or restore.
Weightlessness is so damn heavy. I must play an Alice in pianos with the notes written on the keys.
The rooftop was really the key element to giving the patrons that escape where they get to go to the rooftop after they've hit the gym or so forth and be able to either immerse themselves in cold plunge, hot pools, there's the snow room, the saunas. So it really isn't just about training, it's about resetting the body and being able to tap into other modalities to be able to help your body restore.
I think the other thing with the rooftop is that it's about a community. So it's a place where people can come up to that rooftop and they can be nourished as well. So it's all about retracting from your everyday urban environment, and it's a place where people can gather.
I guess a lot of people always think initially about the 5 senses, so sight, touch, sound, smell, and taste. But the 7 senses are perception and interperception, which is about body awareness and inter-awareness. So the way your body moves, the kinesthetic, and also about the spiritual inner awareness. So how do you bring that to a design essence? I think for us, and what we do at ACME, is always about how we feel in a space or how a patron feels. How do we basically take our patrons on a journey where they can touch all the emotions and have this real sensory journey?
And I think the nice thing about TFP is that it's that one project that you do in a moment of time. And this was one of those moments of time. And being that facility of where it is about wellness, it's about people and it's about connection, it did capture all those 7 senses. I mean, we can try and capture that within our hospitality projects, but this was a unique project that we were able to explore and experience those senses throughout the whole project. I don't think that there's a favourite component of the project. It's a holistic project that embodied so many different ideas, and it embodied so many hours of laboriously going through how we could make this building function. And there's a lot of underlying ideas, but just the simplicity of the building, which then refers back to all the materiality, that instills a calmness within the building. And to just traverse that building after undertaking it from a design perspective and collaborating with Damien was, quite a euphoric moment.